Hey there. If you're building forms in Jotform, you probably know how important it is to get your layout just right. The ability to position elements exactly where you want them is a game changer. In this video, I will show you different ways you can organize and move elements in Jotform to create a clean and professional form design. So let's dive in and look into how to shrink, expand, drag and drop, move to a new line, merge to a new line below, or manage multiple fields at the same time. So when you are creating your own form, all you need to do is to drag and drop elements. If you wanted to drag and drop a field that takes numbers, all you have to do is to drag it from there and then paste it there. As you can see, it becomes available for you on your form. Now let's look at positioning the elements. As you can see, we have a name element here, email, phone number, and so forth. If you notice, this name element is covering the entire form. What if you want it to only cover a short part of the form? We make use of what we call the shrink function. You find it in the properties, you go to advanced, you scroll down. Notice what it does when I click where it says shrink. When I toggle that, you see it's now occupying one part of the form, one column. You can also make use of the same function so that you fit two columns on one page. For example, I want the name, last name, then the email. What do? I click on where it says email. It's covering the full column. I do exactly the same thing. Go to properties, advanced, and then I click on shrink. You notice what happens? It then fits on the second column. So that's how you make use of the shrink function. If you want to remove it, all you have to do is toggle it off, and then it covers the second line. So once we do that, we leave it in one line. However, here we do have the phone number that's there. Let's do two of these and then demonstrate the next aspect. So we're going to shrink the phone number and we're going to shrink the country. The next function we're going to talk about is when we want a field to be on its own line. Let's take, for instance, the country field here, which we have shrinked. It has gone on to this line with the phone number. Say we want it to exist on its own. All we have to do is to go below, shrink, and click move to a new line. You notice what happens? It's now existing on its own part of the form. That's how we move an element to a new line. So whenever we create anything else, it will always remain on its own line. Sometimes when you are creating your form, you might want to put several of these fields in one line. In this case, we are only able to fit two. What if I want to fit three fields in one line? How do I do that? Well, let's make use of an example where we fit the email, phone number, and country field in just one line. So what we do first is to make sure that we don't include the name there. So we're just going to remove the shrink function, and the number here does not have the shrink function. We also have to make sure that the country field is not going to remain on its own line. Once we do that, we then go to this form designer. We go to the advanced designer settings. Once we get there, we click here on email. We then go to where it says form layout. Let's go to the checkbox which says enable form columns. You click on it. You see, we only have two columns that we are going to fit in this line, but I want three of those columns to fit three fields. So I just click the plus sign and we have three of these. As you can see, The email, the phone number, and the country are all in the same line, which is 3 columns housing 3 of these fields. Once you are done with this, all you have to do is to click Save on the changes. Make sure you do that. And then you close the builder. As you do that, those settings are applied to your form. If you want to apply multiple settings to multiple fields at the same time, you can just select all of these at the same time. You click Control on your computer or Command and then A. It then selects everything that you have there. So once you do that, it allows you to change every field to be a required one. You can hide the selected fields. You can duplicate them as well. So you are able to control or even delete these fields all at once. So that's how you manage multiple fields at the same time. And there you have it. With these simple positioning tricks, you can create a clean, professional, and user-friendly form in Jotform. So it might be a simple contact form or a complex application. You can actually use these tools. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for Jotform tips, and drop a comment if you have any questions or you want to see more tutorials. If you haven't joined Jotform, you can make use of my link that I've put in the description below so that you can get your free account. Thanks for watching and happy form building. See you in the next one.